something I've noticed while, speaking with friends, family, relatives, or even clients themselves is that people have goals. And but when we speak about them, most of the time they don't achieve their goal. For example, New Year's resolutions. How long do they last? A month, a week, maybe? And it always makes me think about how motivation affects everything in our lives. Sometimes we're motivated to do things that we really enjoy, and sometimes there's something we really enjoy or something we really want to do, and we just don't want to do it anymore. And that really affects most of our lives. So I thought maybe let's speak a bit about it today because it's relevant for everyone.
Definitely, definitely. And like you were saying, Mel, I think somehow we're all on a journey to achieve something, and but motivation isn't a constant somehow. I think we go through phases where motivation maybe is a bit higher, and maybe other phases where motivation is a bit lower, the drive to actually do something to reach our goal. Maybe our goal is still there somehow, but we might not be working on it or maybe doing something about it.
Is there something that might affect our motivation though to go up and down so much? Is there something maybe external or internal that might affect it?
I think, to be honest, it could be a mix of both. And I think individually every person might have different things that motivate them. So it might be very useful for the person to be aware of what would have motivated him or her during the phase where they actually feel motivated. So to be aware of what's going on around them. I wonder if they would have received feedback from someone else that they're doing good.
How important is to receive
Yes.
feedback? I mean, in a relationship, in a couple, that you're with someone who really matters to you. So if you're on this journey, on this thing to achieve this goal, for example, to lose weight, I really want to exercise to lose weight, for example. And what a difference can it make that my partner tells me, wow, you're really making a difference, to the opposite end, which is like, ah, so you're going to the gym 3 times a week. I'm really not seeing a change. Actually, you're eating more, which is normal if you're exercising. But you're eating more, so you're really not going to lose that weight now. Look at the difference, how I would feel when I had this person that I really trust. Maybe if someone random on the street told me, I wouldn't have bothered much. But when someone you care about,
Yes, when it's a close relationship. And to, I don't think everyone maybe would be doing an effort or maybe embarking on a journey of change or for other people's validation, so for other people to notice. Sometimes a personal journey, it's something you want to achieve for yourself. But it's still nice somehow when other people actually notice, when they validate it, because unfortunately sometimes we don't even realize that we're making a change, or maybe we're so involved in other things that we're not noticing that we're making a change, and maybe other people picked up, and it's nice to know that.
it's like especially if we're trying to change something more personal, something that's like personal growth, for example, or a character, personality, we're trying to adapt how we react to situations. They're not something we can notice about ourselves, I feel. So it's more externally that people will see it. At the same time, okay, like we said, it's not necessarily I want validation from people, but it's always nice to receive. I mean, when you're at work and you are slaving away hours upon hours, you're not doing it so that your boss gives you a pat on the back and says, well done. But when he does it, it's like, all right, that's great, that's great. So it's always nice to receive positive feedback.
And you're making me realize that it's not just the motivation to kickstart a change, but people need motivation to maintain it. And I think that's where feedback is nice, and that's where it comes in, because sometimes change is tiring and it's a bit scary as well. So
And it's long term.
Yes.
It's not like, oh, tomorrow I'll go for a walk. I can do that. Tomorrow I can wake up and go for a walk. It's fine. But can I do it every day? When it's sunny, when it's raining, when I had a stressful day, when I'd rather be cooking or playing with my dogs. It's like there's always something else. And sometimes I can prioritize and say, okay, I can go for my 10-minute walk, 15-minute walk, go home, and I still have time to do these things. But sometimes it just feels like the most extra thing. So in that moment, like you said, it's nice to get that feedback. And be like, I admire how you walk, how you go for a walk every day. I'd like to join you sometime, for example.
And I think something else that's coming to mind is that it's okay to maybe fail during one of the days. Like if we're using the example of going for a walk. maybe one of the days you've missed it
Yeah.
because something else came up, because you were feeling tired, unwell.
And
It
there's an
doesn't mean
emergency.
that your effort was for nothing, and it doesn't mean you can continue working on it anyway.
Exactly.
So I think it's not being too hard on ourselves when we maybe do not manage to achieve our goal for that day. It's actually maybe learning from it and continuing.
That it's
to
okay
work
for
on
there
it.
to be a lapse. In a way, I
Yes.
wouldn't even see it as a failure. It's just that there was this one moment where I couldn't do it, or maybe I could do it, but I couldn't realize that there was a way of doing it other than how I was normally doing it. So it's good to have those moments of lapses and you say, okay, how can I get back on track? Because the failure is if I actually stop and say, you know what, I give up, I failed once, I'm never going to try again. If you fail an exam, you would normally try again, you do a reset. If you fail your driving test, you would actually give it another go. You wouldn't say, oh, okay, guess I'll never drive again. No, people go for third, fourth, fifth times and they keep on trying. So what's the difference with another goal? I think maybe what's important with goals or changes is make them realistic. You know, that if I want to walk, I want to run a marathon. I can't expect to wake up one morning and run the marathon. I can't expect to wake up and run for an hour. I have to start small and make it realistic, which is daunting to say, Allah, it's going to take me forever to run this marathon. But in reality, if you look at everyone else took a long time to get to that stage as well. You're not different. So it's in a way, it normalizes that it's human to actually take long on things. So focus on the small steps and get that kind of satisfaction that you manage this. Now let's manage a bit more. Now let's manage a bit more. And in a way, not to take the cliche, but take it day by day. Yes. Today I'm going to walk. Tomorrow I don't know. Or if tomorrow I make the same decision. Because if I tell myself I'm going to walk every day, wow, I lost my breath. Too much. It's too much.
And I think also the idea of maybe looking for support if you're struggling at some point. I think it's okay to ask for help, to see if someone else maybe also got stuck at some point, and for you to ask for suggestions. I think it's okay to reach out when we feel stuck and where we feel we're struggling with reaching our aims and our goals. I think
Definitely. So sort of finding someone with a similar goal or a community of people. For example, if I again walking, I would join a hiking group, for example, where I meet other people who are walking and we'll see new places and get excited and make new friends who have the same goal. Maybe if I want to lose weight, I meet someone else who wants to lose weight as well, and we encourage each other, because maybe it's difficult for the people at home to encourage us, or they don't want that kind of pressure to be like, oh wow, I'm seeing a change. So you seek the support of someone like you and you start comparing and be like, wow, this really worked for me and this is great and we should do this. Like, don't forget we have to exercise tomorrow, okay? So meet me at this time. And you have someone encouraging you, which is great.
thank you.
Yeah. This was actually a really fun discussion. Motivation is so important for everything. I mean, some things come easy, some things come more difficult. But like you said, it's so important to get the support of others, to get the validation and feedback. You don't have to exaggerate and be like, wow, you look amazing now. But you can make it realistic, and if you want to give criticism, give it nicely. If you're concerned, give it nicely.
And not to discourage.
And not to discourage.
someone else.
Exactly. If maybe you don't agree with this with this goal, maybe try to understand why it's so important for them. But like you said, it's also okay for motivation to go up and down.
Yes.
It's perfectly normal. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you very much, Ben.